Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Prominence to Hasturian Era. And I know it's been a while, it's been about 2 to 3 weeks since I last uploaded, and I'm sorry for the delay. I've been playing some other games while I've been gone. But yeah, a lot of you guys have been requesting some guides on Prominence to Hasturian Era, and some of you guys have even requested for boss guides or just guides in general for Prominence 2. And since this is an RPG mod pack, it would probably be best to make a boss guide in general, like how to get to bosses, how to summon bosses, how the bosses even work. And I'll be going over all of that in this video since I've completed the mod pack. And keep in mind, I am playing on the version 3.1.52, I believe. And in this version, the mod pack still isn't completed. There are still bosses to come, updates to come. And so you might be playing in a different version than me, and that might be why some things look different or is just different in general. And so yeah, since this is an RPG mod pack, I just wanted to go over all the bosses, since the main way to progress in this mod pack is by defeating bosses and by getting levels. And one thing I wanted to go over is everything I will be going over is in the quest book already. And everything is in detail, written in English and even in Spanish over here. And yeah, everything is just written in more detail, and I'm just going over everything in video form, so it's easier for you guys to conceptualize, maybe visualize what you're not understanding from here. And yeah, the Void's Invasion is what I'll be going over. If you guys want me to go over the tutorials part of the quest line or anything else, just let me know. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. You can read through this, we won't be going through all of this, but for now let's just press check mark. Okay, I understand everything. Just make sure you guys read through all of this. But yeah, we'll be just going through all of this. And the first boss that you'll most likely be going over or going to do is the Night Lich, King of all kings, or the Decaying King. Most people do the Decaying King since it's a bit easier. The Night Lich is, it's not hard, but it requires a ranged weapon, and it also requires you to find it, and it could be very far, so just keep that in mind. So let's go over the Night Lich first, since it's first here. And the Night Lich is pretty easy to do. All you have to do is first get 4 soul stars, and the Night Lich is pretty easy to get. All you have to do is get 4 soul stars, as it says right here. It says obtain and use at least 4 soul stars, and you can read through this to see more details. But this will give you a Cinderstone's trophy and a hardening crystal. And if you don't know what a hardening crystal does, check out my other videos that explains it more. But basically all it does is give infinite durability after you apply it through an anvil to any item, and this could even work with charms. So anyways, after you get the 4 soul stars, this kind of works like an ender pearl. For example, if I go out here, you can see I have 4 soul stars right here. And to get the 4 soul stars, you just have to kill any undead mobs. I think zombies work, I'm not sure, but the best bet is try to find like some kind of skeleton spawner. Or you can even make this into like a generator. There's a spawner right here, and there's also spawners up here in this tower. And this tower itself will have skeletons that spawn, which will give you soul stars. But anyways, you want to get 4 of these, and you can also use regular skeleton spawners, by the way. You don't have to find the tower first. But anyways, as long as you get 1 soul star in the beginning, all you have to do is right click this, and this works kind of like a Eye of Ender, where when you right click it, it will go towards the tower. So you just have to follow this and make sure, and sometimes it could be really far away. This tower could be really far away. Or something you could do is use nether portals and travel through there, since every 7 blocks in the, or no, since every 1 block in the nether is 8 or 7 blocks in the overworld. So that way you can save about 7 times the amount of time to travel here. But anyways, just right click this and it will lead you to the tower, and all you have to do is get the general direction. For example, in the mini map it says northeast, so you just follow in the northeast direction, even in the nether or maybe even in the overworld. So yeah, and once you get 4 of these soul stars, you can go up to the top of this tower, I believe on this floor, and you will see these chisel stone altars, and in these chisel stone altars you place 4 of these soul stars. So when you right click these, you can spawn in the Night Lich. And to fight the Night Lich, make sure you have some kind of ranged weapon, maybe a bow, or if you're a wizard class, you have some kind of ranged spells to beat this out. You can even use mounts like the Phoenix or like the dragons or any type of flying mounts to fly to the Lich. The Lich teleports around and flies around. It's really annoying to just fight it in general. So I recommend you have some type of flying mount maybe, or some type of ranged weapon to easily kill it. So once you place the soul stars in the stone altar, it will glow like this, and make sure you put 1 in each of these. And once I put the last one in, it will summon the Night Lich. And the Night Lich can spawn anywhere. Like right now it's out here, and as you can see it's just flying around. And I'm using the wizard class right now. You can be any class you want really, but make sure you have some type of ranged weapon, like I said before. I want to emphasize this, or else the Night Lich is going to just take forever to beat. So I'll try to beat this. So for example, the wizard class has some ranged spells like this, and it will just speed it out. Yeah, and once you beat it, it will drop items all over, and you can get all these items: diamonds, some enchanted books, some rings, and this essence right here. It's called Ancient Enigma, and you can use this to make some stuff like Table of Elevation, Staff of Suppression, and Charge Ender Pearl. Alright, so now we're done with that. The next boss that you're gonna fight is the Decaying King. And the Decaying King is pretty easy. You just have to go to the nether. And I already have a waystone located to it. Alright, so now we're at the Decaying King place, structure, whatever you're gonna call it. You can find this. To be honest, you just have to roam around the nether and try to find it yourself. It's pretty obvious. You just have to look in the mini map and it will show like a structure like this, and once you see something like this, just go toward it and you can fight it. And keep in mind, this is the Gauntlet, this is the Decaying King. Don't get it confused. The Gauntlet you can't fight until you reach level 15, I believe, or maybe level 20. And yeah, this is what the Decaying King looks like. He looks like a menace, but don't worry, it's not that hard as long as you have ranged spells or something like that. You know what, I'll even fight this in I'll fight all these bosses even in survival. Anyways, it will bring you closer like this. Make sure you avoid its attacks, roll around, and avoid all this fire. Really, he doesn't do much damage. Just as long as you have good gear, you should be able to beat it pretty easily like that, and it will just explode. And it will drop its sword, the heart, and I think that's it. Alright, now we're done with that. The next boss that we're gonna fight is the Gauntlet, First Herald of the Nether. And this is, like I said before, you just travel around the nether until you find this. Luckily, we're close to one right here in this direction. If we go straight south, we should be able to find one right away. So I already have a portal there, right here. Oh, but yeah, mine is kind of unlucky. It's in a hole. But yeah, you can just find one right here, and it's in this kind of structure. You have to go down. And remember, once you start this boss, you can't place blocks around here. So just make sure you like block off these holes. Maybe if you want to make an arena, so you don't go in these random holes. That's up to you. But yeah, you can block off these holes, make an arena if you want because once you start the boss, you cannot place blocks anywhere in the structure. Anyways, to summon this boss, all you have to do is go over here, and there's this kind of like Obsidilith type looking thing in the middle, and all you have to do is break the block right here, and then it will summon the Gauntlet. And this is what it looks like. And this is not that hard either. It does have a laser attack, so like let's get its attention, and it's gonna do some attacks like this. It's gonna slam into us. Make sure you roll around, avoid it, and yeah. So we can just fight this, and if once you get it half health about, it will do this laser attack. Or maybe you don't have to be half health, but to avoid this laser attack, you can go around these pillars, and you can avoid it like that, like this. So it's doing that laser attack. It does do a lot of damage, but since I have good gear, it's not doing that much. But anyways, yeah, you can just hide around these pillars and it will stop the lasers. Like for example, like this, and you can avoid the lasers. But anyways, let's just kill it. Oh yeah, and once it gets to half health about, it will go into enraged mode, I think, and summon new attacks. Oh, and it will also blind you, by the way. So make sure you just run around and avoid all its attack and blindness. And yeah, this is why you want to make cover these holes up, because when you're trying to fight it, you'll get stuck in these. You can also avoid the laser by just running straight like this. You could do that. But anyways, let's just beat this already. And once it beats, it's gonna explode, and also it's gonna summon in some ancient debris. So it will spawn in a good amount. Like there's 4 or 5 here, I believe, which is really good. And that's like one ancient debris right there. And there's a chest that spawns up there with some loot. So like here it says Fire Robe Bottom and Arcane Boots. Also gives you the Blazing Eye, and this will be important for going to the Ender, so keep this on you. The next boss that you'll fight is the Fallen Gene, the Fallen Dragon, otherwise also known as the Ender Dragon. And remember, this will reward you with an Elytra, so you don't have to go through the structures to find the Elytra. And to find the end portal, it's best that you get a Explorer's Compass, because this end portal is harder to find regularly. For example, you can't use Eye of Enders, can't follow the Eye of Enders to come here. It just doesn't work. For example, if I just get an Eye of Ender right now, it says this eye doesn't want to be used. So yeah, you can't use this Eye of Ender. You have to use the Explorer's Compass. So get an Explorer's Compass like this, just put in Stronghold. There's going to be 2 strongholds here, just go with the first one, and the one that has the source, Young's Better Strongholds. This does have the better structure, it has the bigger structure, and I'm pretty sure the other one doesn't even work with this mod pack, so you would have to go for the Young's one. Anyways, once you find the end portal, it's going to have no eyes in it at all, and you would have to get basically the 12 eyes that are over here, any one of them. So like here, for example, there's the Exotic Eye, there's a Cryptic Eye, there's Witch Eye. So you would have to get, there's a bunch of eyes here. You just basically have to get 12 of these, any one of these 12. Let me just put these in. So I put Corrupted Eye in there, the Blazing Eye. Wait, you cannot put the Blazing Eye in there. But you put the Witch's Eye in there, put this Magical Eye. You get the Withered Eye is pretty easy just by fighting the Wither, I believe. Let's see what else. We can go for the Cold Eye, which is pretty easy. Let's go for Lost, Nether, Old, Rogue, and these should be all pretty easy to get. And it's such a pain getting all these, by the way. I don't like this mod pack especially. I mean, it's fine if there's a like super hard boss in the end, but it's just an Ender Dragon, so yeah. So once you put all the 12 eyes in, it will summon the end portal now, and we can go through it. If you don't know how to get the 12 eyes that are in this mod pack, then you can go in the wiki and it will explain how to get each eye. For example, the Old Eye, it's a random 10% chance to get in Desert Pyramids, so you can maybe use the Explorer's Compass or to find Desert Pyramids, and maybe have a chance to find that in there. Or for example, the Nether Eye is found 30% chance in chests from Nether fortresses. So once again, use the Explorer's Compass, find Nether fortresses, and you can try to get this. And basically, yeah, it just explains all this information on how to get all these eyes in this wiki right here. And I'll put this wiki in the description also, so it's easier for you guys to get it. Now that once you're in the end, you can just go around looking for the Ender Dragon. And keep in mind, you will spawn like out over here. So yeah, you need some blocks. Bring some blocks with you to build over here, or maybe fly over here. And yeah, also have a ranged weapon on you so you can get this Ender Dragon easier. If you have a really good class, high damage class, then you probably don't even need to get the end crystals. For example, you can just beat it like this, and yeah, and you can just beat it like that. And yeah, it's just a regular Ender Dragon, nothing too crazy. Bring some bottles on you to get the stuff. Just a regular Ender Dragon. It will drop this Lord Soul over here, and you can get that to make items later. And yeah, I think that's about it. Some XP also around here. And yeah, that's it for that. Let's go to the next boss, which is the Blackstone Golem. And this is a summon boss where you would have to summon it yourself. So go back to, this is a boss that you do fight in the Nether also, so go back to the Nether and then place 9x9 of Blackstone, any type of Blackstone. Once you make a 9x9 out of the Blackstone, you can place this thing, chiseled polished Blackstone holders, in the middle like this of each side. And then after that, place a gilded Blackstone shard in the middle of each of these into the holders, and this should summon the Blackstone Golem. Like right now, as you can see from the animation, it is summoning it. Let's get its attention. Oh, okay. Yeah, don't be an idiot and make this platform up top there. But yeah, this doesn't do much damage, it just has a lot of health, so it's gonna take a while. And then it also summons mini golems that you have to beat. Oh, and it can also launch you in the air like that. And once it turns into this blue state after you get it half health, it's kind of like enraged, and just watch out for its attack because it does more damage now and can just do a lot. So yeah, just beat it like this. And this boss isn't that special. Just summons a bunch of stuff, has a lot of health. And yeah, and it also drops some stuff like this over here, this heart that you can get. Build the Netherite fragment, also get the Blackstone Golem heart, and you can use this to make a Blackstone arm. We're done with that boss. Now let's move on to the Conjuctivius, Watcher of the Prison. Alright, now we're at a prisoner's quarters, and this is where you'll find the next boss, which is the Conjuctivius. To find this, you just basically go around exploring in your overworld, and you can just find the prisoner's quarters like that, or you can use the explorer's compass and search a prison like this and go for the source, the mine cells one, and it's going to be that one. And mine doesn't work because I think I found already, but yeah, you can use two methods like that. These things are all over the place, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. But anyways, yeah, it's like a cool looking structure like this, and basically just go go through this portal right here, and you'll come into a new dimension like this. And in your minimap, you can see that if you go straight down like this, there's a place right here, and basically just go straight like that, and you'll find like this vine rune here. Basically, if it's not like that, you can see that there's a runic wine plant right there, and you'll need to get a vine rune. And with this, you just right click this runic vine plant, and it will build up like this, and it will spawn in like this vine to go up. And to get this vine rune, you can just find it in chests all around this place. Like for example, there's a chest right here, and there's a chance for this runic vine rune to be in there. And there's also, if you find other portals, like for example, I think if you go through this portal right here, if you can see this red dot, that's another portal. And if you go through there, there's other chests and other dimensions you could go to. And there you can also find wine rune plants. But anyways, once you go up this wine rune plant, you'll find this insufferable crypt portal. And this is where the next boss is going to be, where the Conjuctivius is going to be. So just go through here, and you'll see that you're spawning here. And there's this like swing that you have to go up and down. So just click this pressure plate, and this thing will come up. Just jump onto there, and then you right click the elevator, and you can go back down. And yeah, and then you'll see a big menacing looking door right here. Just go through it, and once you walk up to it, it will open automatically. And once you go through, you'll see the Conjuctivius here, but since I already fought it, it's not here. So just get a respawn rune like me, which is crafted through the cell crafting like this, and you can just right click it and it will spawn again. So since I already beat this boss, it wasn't here already, but basically you would have to be in survival mode for this, and it will detect that you are here. And basically this boss is pretty easy. It just attacks like that, puts like a chain on you, and then you just have to move out the way, and it will slash or slam down basically. And then once you do some damage to it like this, it will spawn in tentacles all over the place, and you just have to kill these tentacles. Right below the boss bar, you can see how many tentacles are there. So there's 3 left, and I just have to hit it. Right now it's a blue tentacles, which is pretty easy, and it will spawn in 10. One more tentacle is over here. See its health bar, and it spawned in more tentacles. And the tentacles does get harder each time it spawns in. So now I think we can beat this boss. And yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah, it just drops a bunch of loot like this. And yeah, it opens this door, and yeah, we can go through this portal. And alright, it also does give you this rune, which I don't have on me right now, but let's see. It is the Insufferable Crypt rune. And if you right click this onto the portal, you can basically go back to that boss dimension whenever you want. There is also another boss in this Mind Cells mod, but basically you just have to go through all the portals in that dungeon, and there's a boss at the end of it. So I'm not going to go through that boss because it's not required, but you could do that boss as well. And yeah, I also lost the video, or my last video. I forgot to hit record. So I basically did all this without recording. Anyways, the next boss is the remains of the old champion, which is basically, I already have a place for it. And it's basically this structure. To find this old champion though, you can just type in old champion, or maybe it's called champion actually. Yeah, so champion's graves, just search that in your compass, and it will lead you to this structure right here. And basically in here there'll be a champion boss that's supposed to be here, but since I already beat it, it's not here, so I can just manually spawn it. So this is what the old champion looks like. It's pretty easy. It doesn't take that much magic damage. It's resistant to it. So once I get to the, oh wait, never mind, I just beat it. Sometimes you have to use a different weapon other than a magic weapon to beat it. But anyways, yeah, it'll spawn in a second phase like that with frenzied thingamajiggers, and you can just beat that, and it'll spawn in these Lord Souls and Essence of Eventide. I don't really need it, so I'm just gonna skip over that. And that's how you beat that boss. That boss is pretty easy. You just have to avoid its attacks. It has a lot of resistance to magic and physical, I think, and you basically just have to keep avoiding its attack. It has a lot of health as well. So yeah, that's how you beat that boss. The next boss that you'll fight is the Pillar of the Void, Obsidilith. You can find it by searching up Obsidilith Arena. Basically, once you find it like this using the Explorer's Compass, you can just use a Eye of Ender right here. So I'll get an Eye of Ender, and then right click it, and then it will spawn in the Obsidilith boss. So it should spawn in right now, and as you can see from its boss health bar, it has 3 stages to it. So let me just do the first stage. It should get immune. Let me just Oh, you know what? It's because I am in creative mode. Okay. Yep, now it's invincible, so we can't attack it right now. We have to go for these blocks and just break it. Make sure you have a good pickaxe on you. And it does do a decent amount of damage. So yeah, just break these blocks and it will become invincible again, and we just defeat it one more time. Ooh, and it just spawned in blocks in me. It will spawn in this tower, and once you go to the top of the tower, there's a chest up here with a bunch of loot, and you can get this loot. There's obsidian heart in here, just a bunch of stuff like smithing templates, you know, all this stuff basically. And that's how you defeat that boss. For the next boss, it's going to be the final one of chapter 1, which is the Elderich Eye. And to defeat the Elderich Eye, you can just go back to the end, the original end here, and you will need a layer of 5x5 obsidian layer, and then a 3x3 crying obsidian layer. Then in each corner of each layer, put end rods, then get a dragon egg. You should have one from defeating the ender dragon, and place this dragon egg in the middle, and then it will detect. It takes a few seconds to maybe 1 minute. Just give it a minute and it should spawn in the Elderich Eye. And for example, all the details of how to do these bosses should be in your request book. Like for example, the Elderich Eye, it shows you how to do it here in the picture and does the details. I'm just showing you. Alright, so it has summoned. So yeah, it's summoned now. You can just do, it's just a huge eye that does a lot of damage. To basically just try to have some kind of ranged weapon, or have some kind of mount or flying thing that you can use. For example, my 4th spell is a flying spell, so I can use that to get to the eye. And my 5th spell is good to do damage. Then I can use my 6th spell. And this boss isn't too hard as long as you're keeping track of your health. You should be good. Yeah, I'm kind of like cheating with my flying spell right here, but hey, the wizard class is just OP, man. And then you do a bunch of damage. And yeah, it should just die. And once you kill it, it should spawn in a structure that will give you your ender dragon egg back. But I think it detected that I had more ender dragons eggs, so it didn't spawn it. But it should give you your ender dragon egg back once you defeat it for the first time. And yeah, it's pretty easy to complete like that. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please hit that like button. We only went over chapter 1 in this video because there was a lot of content that we had to go over. And the next video, I will go over chapter 2 to the end of the mod pack. There's only a few bosses left, and it's going to be a shorter video, but it should go over everything for the end game to mid game-ish, chapter 2 to chapter 3 basically. If you guys found this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers, so please help me out and subscribe. Let's get to 50 likes and I'll upload the video for chapter 2 and chapter 3, which should go over everything from mid game to end game. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one and see you guys later. Peace.